Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo channel and the Guitar Ladder system. Hey, here's a guitar I've had around for a while, but just because it just sounds so incredible. Some of these 650s, and you got to understand, folks, when I'm talking about guitars, I mean, sure, I'd like to sell a guitar, but my opinion comes from, 35, 40 years of buying and selling guitars. There's no substitute for experience. And nowadays, I mean, there's a lot of people that do have an open mind, which is really a great positive thing. But sometimes a little knowledge is dangerous. Some people learn a little bit about guitars, and then they get like really nervous if you start telling them about something about a guitar because they don't really understand the full implications of it. Whereas if I sell a guitar to somebody with a lot of experience, I can tell them anything about the guitar, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean," and they don't get paranoid or they don't lose interest because they understand that I'm actually giving them really valuable information about the guitar, and they know how to deal with any issues if there isn't even an issue. But the thing about guitars, I've had a lot of experience with the Loars. I've been selling these for 11, 12 years, and they vary from guitar to guitar, and some of these 650s really have a sound. This one just really pops. It reminds me of an old early 50s Epiphone Triumph Regent or something. I don't think I've ever had a bad 650, but I actually asked the national sales manager of the Music Link that makes these. I asked him about this one because it just sounds so incredible, and he went, kind of went to bat for me and looked into it and looked into when it was made and things like that. And he said it was right on the cusp. It might be nitrocellulose finish, it might not be nitrocellulose finish, but just the carvers and the violin voicers and the wood, maybe the wood laid around a little bit longer, but it just really, really has a voice. Now it had half and halves on it, half flat and half wound, and I think I took a long time to put the acoustic strings on because I knew I'd probably fall in love with it, but I want you to hear this. I mean, even with the half and halves, it sounded kind of like it was plugged in. And like I said, I'm probably going to be fighting this because I just put this new set. I only put the 4 bass strings on. I still need to put the other ones on. But I just want you to hear this guitar. And the back has got kind of a really cool looking flame pattern. But yeah, even Chet Atkins said every guitar is a little bit different, and this one just really has tremendous overtones. And like I said, it reminds me of an old, like an old early Masterbuilt Triumph from the 30s, 40s, or early 50s. And like I said, I've never had a bad 650, but this one definitely stands out. I think this is maybe one of the top 1 or 2 ones I've had, because it almost sounds like it's plugged in when it's not plugged in. It just has that kind of overtone. It's so hard to explain tone. It has that kind of you kind of hear it there. It's like blue, kind of the tone kind of blooms. This is a tremendous instrument. I'm so stoked I just put on a set of 11s. I still have to do the top 2 strings because I can really hear it now. And the exciting thing is this has not even been played hardly at all. It's going to really open up and sound a lot better. I've never sold a 650 for less than $13.99. I can do this one for $13.99, which I normally don't do. But I shipped it to somebody who knows nothing about guitars, completely green, and the pick guard just came loose, and the guy got all nervous. I was happy to work with him on it, but he just got nervous and wanted to send it back. I was like, fine. He sent it back, and the luthier charged me $6 to fix it, no big deal. I'm actually kind of glad he sent it back because I really love this guitar. I'd like to use it for some recording, before somebody grabs it. As you can hear, you can hear that tone. Just beautiful. it reminds me a lot of a really great vintage Gibson or Epiphone, but you know, oftentimes the vintage Epiphones sounded better than the vintage Gibsons. It depends on what year you look at, you know, but like the L5s are very cool guitars, but they're massively overbuilt. The better years are 36 and 37 when they're X-braced. The L7s are actually better guitars because they're not as overbuilt. But the violin voicing was not done as nicely as on the old Epiphone Masterbelts from the 30s, 40s, and early 50s. Well, when the Music Link came out with the Loar series, they really did their homework. They studied the old Gibson L5s, the old L7s, the old Super 400s. They studied the Epiphone, you know, Masterbuilt Deluxes and Triumphs and Triumph Regents. They really, you know, an Emperor. And they brought in violin carvers that were some of the best in the world to help train their luthiers who already had a background in carving instruments. So they call it the carved workshop. And what's different about the Music Link is they're vertically integrated. They don't just subcontract out to somebody else. So their workshop in China, which helps them keep the prices down, called the carved workshop, is all controlled by them. They buy the wood, they hire the carvers, they run everything. So, you know, people aren't going to realize this, but they should realize it now. Like all of the Loar Archtops are such a massive value. I think they're going to be worth a lot of money someday. You know, you never know when this could all end, because right now to get an all solid hand carved guitar, like a high end sound, an all solid hand carved wood violin voice top for $13.99. I'll do this one for $12.99. It does not have a case. We'll work something out. Is a tremendous value. That the LH700 is a huge value for $14.99, and I've got two right now with just beautiful wide thick flame. Anyway, I know some of you are thinking, shut up, play, right? But I'm not doing any great performance. Check out my nylon string recent jam. There's a lick at the end that I'm really happy with. Hear that? Here's cycle 1 in the guitar ladder system. I just put on four strings. But yeah, this you should hear that bloom. It just has that kind of, like I said in another video, it's like a bubble that kind of, you know, comes. And I was jamming with my wife once, and she was playing a 650, and I could feel the tone going through my body from about 10 feet. By the way, I've been listening to Kinda Blue lately by Miles Davis, which I think came out in 1959. I can't get enough of it, man. Man, that's a master class in minimalism and tastiness, you know. Now, I happen to like licks that are more involved and have some technique, and I love people like Borelli Legrand and Pat Martino and George Benson, and, you know, I love a lot of players, and, you know, but there's something to, whereas I might do a diminished lick like this. Well, the actual lick that I was thinking of is I'm not trying to do that musical right now because it's hard to talk and chew gum at the same time and walk, right? But I mean, I'm just trying to set the example that a more, you know, I might mess around with it, but my point just being, whereas Miles Davis might be more like, you know, he would just pick little, you know, that would be a Martino approach, right? Let me just get a little closer to show that leg. See, that's a diminished arpeggio. come down. I have this look on other videos. Very difficult to try to figure out what Miles Davis would do with a diminished scale like this, but let's, as an example, it would be more minimal. Something like that, you know, like it would just be some little tasty little nugget, you know. That's why I love listening to great music, because it just kind of, you start to kind of notice their harmonic logic and their harmonic point of view and their own musical point of view, you know. And it's all valid, you know. It's all valid. But yeah, this guitar is tremendous. So I'm going to make this short because these strings are... We'll talk about overtone. So I'm not sure if you can hear that, but man, this is not plugged in. It just has a... whole tone scale. But yeah, this guitar seriously is one of the best Loars I've ever had. I'm tempted to keep it, but I just, you know, I can't afford to run a business and keep everything that's cool. I just let go of a guitar today that was really hard to let go of, but you know, if it's going to make somebody happy, it's cool, you know. But yeah, this really has a tone. You gotta understand every guitar is a little different. So again, this is not a performance. I can't perform every video. Some videos I try to do, you know, but this is just more like showing a really, really good. See, with me, the Loars I have, I own them, I play them, I get to know them. If you order a work.Archtop from somebody else, they're just going to ship you one from the warehouse. Probably not even their warehouse, or it could be their warehouse, but oftentimes it's just drop ship from the Music Link, which is fine. That's a great thing. But you know, you don't know what you're getting. With me, I've gone over the guitar. I've been like, yeah, this thing's really, really a nice guitar. It's got the mojo. It's got the magic. So if I'm telling you this is a special 650, it's not bullshit. I mean, it really is true, because I know guitars. I'm holding it. I'm playing it. It sounds unbelievable, you know. See, just right there, I'm doing that. Like, I'm hearing the inside of the guitar, like an envelope, like a bubble. This one was really violin voiced well. All right, folks. Like I said, this one might be nitrocellulose finish. It might not be, but this one just sings. It really does. It sounds like a guitar that was maybe made in the early 50s. And the exciting thing is it's going to sound better and better. Whoever buys this guitar, I'm not even kidding, I would like to hear it again in about 30 or 40 hours. You know, record with it, even something simple, and send it to me. I want to hear it, because this one is very, very special. If this was a Gibson, you'd be paying thousands for it. Again, that's not bullshit. It's not sales fluff. I know what I'm doing, folks. You know, take advantage of my experiences, what I've been thinking about for some reason today. A lot of people are beginning to realize that too, you know. I put a lot of time and money into my business, more than you could imagine, and I take this very seriously, and I just love guitars. Music and guitars is my life. If you want to read the review of my CD, go to vintageguitar.com. and read the review by the very, very well-respected and extremely talented and intelligent writer, guitar collector, engineer, Mr. Stephen Stone, who reviewed my CD. And he even said in the review of my CD, yeah, I bought a few guitars from Steve. So I'm a good guy to buy from, because I know what I'm doing. It's that simple, and it's a passion to me. But and if you want to hear my music, go to original, go to Steve Zook 1 stevezook.bandcamp.com. So STEVEZOOK, the number one. And then when I say dot, I don't mean DOT, I mean dot. Steve Zook, the number one, not spelled out, and then dot. Steve Zook 1 dot, just boom, small little dot, bandcamp.com. But yeah, music and guitars are my passion. But this 650 sounds unbelievable. It really does. All right, folks, take care. Yeah, really nice guitar. Mahogany neck gives it extra warmth. Solid flame maple back gives it extra pop and great mid-range. And this guitar just has tremendous mid-range and mid-bass bloom. Sure, it's got great trebles and great bass too, but that's where a lot of the magic of an Archtop is the mid-bass and the mid-range. This one has it in spades. This is probably maybe this and another one that I can think of, the top two 650s I've ever had. This is a lot of guitar for the money. Most people won't realize it for 20 years, and then they'll wish they would have bought one or two. So, all right, folks, take care.